Hello everyone, this is Big Benedict. Submitted for your approval is the second act, Trevors Quest specifically, and this is part 2 of what is going to be 3 parts for this character. So we have an animated armor here. I believe that's what these guys are called. So you'll remember that when he throws his mace down, he's either going to do the shockwave attack or the attack that has a long chain duration on the ground, meaning you need to jump. And what I said in the last video about continually pressing the triangle, it's not as easy as that. You know, you can jump and press the triangle, land, then jump and press the triangle, land. That's actually a better way to do it. You know, watch out for a shoulder charge. And this video is gonna be fairly long, and we're going to run across quite a lot of secrets that we won't be able to get on first passing them. And what you're going to have to do is just do some backtracking once you get your shadow magic, because we have the light magic already, but it won't be until near the end of the video, then we'll get the shadow magic. And the reason you can't get the secrets is because you'll have to use the shadow magic to open certain of the doors that contain any items that you may want, whether it be health or magic upgrades. It just depends which one you're looking for. I did discover something relating to the question marks that appear on the map. I think if you go close by to where one is located, then it appears on the map. So we have a pretty bad checkpoint here. This is the checkpoint area, literally right here. And what you have to do is do a lot of platforming, and then come down and face some, I think they're vampires, who are difficult enemies. But no one likes to do this over again. Is it? No, I think, wait, where is the checkpoint? I honestly can't say where the checkpoint is. I think it's on the floor. So this can be a hard jump right there. You might need to do an air dash at the last moment. But this is an enjoyable level. It's pretty challenging. It's got some hard pitfalls. So this lever here is going to open the door through which we need to progress, and then we're going to have the floor give way here. And yeah, we do have vampires. So when they teleport from one side of the screen to the next, it's not guaranteed that they're going to do hits that you can block. So just really watch that. We will be getting another sub-weapon pretty soon. And I think down in the cell area is where there's going to be a lot of just the bulk of the secrets. And before the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to backtrack and get some of the items that I missed from the previous video. So watch out for this vampire here, the final one before you get another checkpoint. A couple of them actually, huh? And notice that they do that diagonal projectile. So it's just kind of up to you at the last second. You got to evade left or right. And this took me a couple tries. I would die over here, and then they throw you way back. I mean, way back. Okay, so we take that vampire out. Now we're going to be able to go through the door. I believe that was an unskippable fight because there would have been a barrier there preventing us from going over here. So now we're in the games room. You'll notice this is straight out of Lords of Shadow. And sometimes I don't really appreciate this in gaming. They'll dead end you, so to speak, and then you run back and then the battle starts. But lycanthropes and these large bats here to deal with. Pretty difficult assortment of enemies. So just work your charm on these guys. The area attacks, even though they're a little bit slower, you know, they're for hitting more enemies than the direct hits are for. So we got a nice parry. We're going to punish him. And just watch out for the bats. They like to swoop down in a diagonal as well. Where is my... Okay, looking for my glass of water. I can't speak. Anyway, hop on the platform. Over to the right is a night scroll, which I already have, so I'm not going to get it. Okay. Oh, okay. This area over here, you see that wheel that I'm going to jump through right now? That's in the background. I thought it was in the foreground. I did remember which Castlevania game has like the executioner enemy that I was facing in the previous chapter. That one is from, I think, Bloodlines. If you've never played that game, you know, it might be hard to get that. I used to have a Sega Genesis, and Castlevania Bloodlines was a pretty good game. Not my favorite by any means, but it's a decent game. So you can't go to the left. Here is... I think I missed this. So yeah, that was a pretty obvious one that I missed. And that's a checkpoint right there, anytime you get something new. So these guys are easy to parry. They don't attack too quickly. I think the attack speed of the enemies should have increased a little bit with the added difficulty, but unfortunately it didn't. Okay, so there's several doors over here barring secrets from us, so I would definitely leave a note or two. Okay, here we are pinned in by enemies. Just punish them with... I like to do the triple triangle counterattack so I could hit more people. And on these higher difficulties, they're not going to give you very much health back when you're using the light magic. And also remember, they're never going to give you the orange orbs, which equate to magic, if you're using magic. That's just how it works. It's worked that way since Lords of Shadow. Nice parry, there we go. Saw that one coming a mile away. And then I think we're going over to the left to pull another lever. But I enjoyed this level. Okay, we have a hunchback troop, and then this is kind of interesting. And then we have the animated armor down that path over there, and he's going to come out. So the quicker you can kill this hunchback troop, the easier time you'll have dealing with this guy. Ooh, yeah, you see that? I killed those guys. They were grabbable, and then they recovered. I always hate that in games. I hate when anything like item drops disappear. You know, I know it's for the sake of having the game clean up itself, so to speak, but it just always irks me when I can't get to things quickly enough, or quick enough, I believe. That's... Sorry if my grammar's off tonight. Ooh, Beast Hunter. I actually looked that trophy up. It's for slaying 1,000 enemies. Yeah, this guy, so this is the second time we're fighting this guy in this chapter. And you may want to try to parry this guy if possible. In the previous video I said that you can't parry his attacks. And I always hate if I'm giving out wrong information. But some of the checkpoints in this game really stretch themselves out, and I don't try to check the things. as much as I would ordinarily want to because there's so much risk involved. So if you want to, when he has that attack that's on the ground, you can actually just jump over him instead of trying to play the waiting game of him to retract his weapon. Now the next sequence up here really sucks. When you're in the hand cart. So I have a little tip that might make it a little easier for you. You just want to jump onto it and then get as close to the projectiles as you can, and then release the handbrake. See, get it up just a little bit. Okay, I didn't. I pushed it right there. But both of these skulls here, they shoot one at a time, so you really have to time your jump correctly. You can get shoved into the abyss by a projectile. And I think we're going to have some more of these swamp creatures up here now. These guys here. Now this version of the enemy, when they drop their projectile, it kind of nets you into a QTE. I don't think it happens over here, but that is what can happen to you. That is. And up above, we'll be getting an item that I don't know the name of. It's kind of similar to the sling in God of War Ascension, but it has an electric pulsation effect that stuns enemies, and it really stuns them good and well. You'll notice it's the same rules apply here. You throw one and it does the normal area of effect, and if you hold it down, you'll see how it's a wider area of effect right there. It's pretty easy to miss these guys with this weapon, but I do prefer this weapon over the boomerang for sure. I just don't really care for the boomerang too much, and see, when you get them stunned and then they're getting filleted in the air, you can just go to town on them. Now this over here, I don't know how to get this here. It's a scroll over to the right. Don't know how to get it quite yet. I'll probably find out how to get it when I'm backtracking and picking up things. I think for a large majority of these, you will need the shadow magic. So we're coming down in here now. We're going to take a left. And this door here, I think you just need light magic, right? Nope, shadow magic. So I'm going to leave myself a notation here. And it's going to be a pretty lengthy one. I could have just typed like an X or something, but I'm just very anal about things. I want everything correct. So there's the magic upgrade. I'll come back to it when I have the what did it say? Shadow magic. Okay, so that I don't know how to get that either. There might be some hallways diverging off of these rooms that I can't get into with the magic, with the shadow magic. But I'm pretty certain, because I suspected that that those question marks will appear if you go close to the wherever it is. If you go like in the next room, like right next to it, then it will appear. So I'm pretty certain that's how it works. So one more enemy down here, and then we're going to be doing it's not a puzzle. It's more of you're going around and collecting inventory. But the first time I did what we're going to be doing next, I had a really difficult time understanding what exactly they wanted, because in Lords of Shadow you can, when you're activating panels and you're using light and shadow magic, it doesn't matter what order you do it in, but in this version it does matter. And check this out, my brightness is at 10, it's the maximum, and I still can't see anything. I really hate that about games. Really hate it. But since we're not Alucard now, we have an oxygen meter, And I believe I've gotten everything in this venue on my previous campaign. It's just a real hassle when you've got the fish, you've got the oxygen draining, and then you've also got the dimness of this entire area. It makes you just want to not even do this. But what we're going to be doing in the next section is pretty enjoyable. It's not too overly difficult or taxing on the player. We're just going to be collecting some I don't know exactly what they are. It's just we're collecting I guess some data that we can use to open up the light and shadow magic doors, which are going to lead us into the next area and directly into the third phase of this guy's quest here, Trevor. Okay, gonna pick up some health and magic over here. Okay, this door leads back to a previous area where the rail was. Excuse me. And then I think we have a battle coming up, or there's a checkpoint, something. Nah, it wasn't. Okay, this. What do we have here? Now you see this. It has the red. Did the red flash? Oh no, that was just the puzzle instructions. You need to find 4 corpses, and they will have a little aura of red around them. Now, the corpse right there, that is just a guy who had a night scroll, so he's not of interest to us. So you can collect these scrolls in different order, but that's going to mean that you have to do it in. You have to press the buttons differently. So I'm going to use the light magic to open this door. And the first night, well, this night here, we're going to have to use his scroll corresponds to the shadow magic in the third slot. See, it's going to flash here. See? Oh no, first slot. That's strange because I pressed the third one first. We'll just have to see how it plays out with the next guy. Because I know you have to do it in the same order. This should be corpse number 2. Okay, so that was the shadow magic in slot 3. And that door, we don't have the means to access it currently. So it might not matter in which order you use the magics, because I just did this a minute ago. I did not use the shadow magic in slot 1 first. I did slot 3 first with the shadow magic, and it worked. Or possibly they gave me another it might be this is really confusing, but it might be the order that you get on the final body. That's what I was going off on. This guy actually has one too. Oh no, he has the shadow magic medallion. So now you can go back and get activate any of the doors with the shadow magic for any items you need. So now I'm going to take the magic and open this door over here. So let's see what it tells us. It's just going to have a light magic button in one of the slots now on this scroll. So let's see what order this is going in. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so it's going in a different order. You just have to follow the order that the last one has, because the last one will have 3, 2, 1, 4. So a lot of platforming here, and one hit and I'm dead. So you also get a checkpoint every scroll you get. So I had to be very careful as I made my way down. Okay, so here's the final one right here. This was what I was going off of. See, 3, 2, 1, 4. So I'm going to put this in fast forward, but you simply have to make your way down, and I could not afford to take any single fall damage, so I had to do this very, very carefully. And if you don't have magic, there is there is a fount over to the left with magic, and I don't believe that using the magic on the in the puzzle takes away any magic, but you have to at least have something to actually do the puzzle. No, this is the only time you're going to see me be a spammer in this game, but I'm pretty dead certain that if I had died here, I would have to start at the scroll way the hell up in this area here, and I had just very carefully came down here, and I did not want to get hit. So that's why I just threw a bunch of these explosive bombs here. Okay, so remember that you have to do it in the sequence that the fourth one had. So with that in mind, there goes Shadow Magic in slot 3, Light Magic in slot 2, Shadow Magic in slot 1, and then Light Magic in slot 4. I'm pretty sure that's universal, so it'll work regardless. And I'll see you in the final video of my guide.